How you doing?
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 How you doing? So what's going on?
You don't want to know.
And now, Tom Zappola and Mike Lamazzo with the Sicilian Corner.
Mikey, my boy, how are you?
You know something, Tommy? I'm doing all right, kid. I can't, no complaints whatsoever.
Mikey, you look tanned. Have you been under like one of those tanning things, tanning boots?
You know something? I go out and cut my grass. It looks like I've been in the Virgin Islands for 2 weeks. I tan very, very easily.
I pay for that.
I've never burnt. I've never once.
Yeah, I don't think I have either, but you know,
It's
it
the
is
olive.
what it is.
It's the olive oil.
Yeah, it's a Mediterranean look, but I pay to have my lawn done. I don't even own a lawnmower.
Well,
Really?
you know something? You have your priorities. I have mine. I like everything hands-on because I'm very proud of the finished product.
I do own a shovel.
When you go to the beach, one of those.
No,
little
no,
kid
for the
shovels?
winter. I have a shovel. I have to do my front walkway once in a while, but we're not here. But I don't have a snow blower like you. You have one of those Commando 490 snow blowers.
Nice.
Oh, I do the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, listen, we got a good show today. We're going to bring in a dear friend of ours.
Say hi to Peter. Say hi to Peter.
Peter, how are you, brother?
Hello.
How are you? Hi, Peter. We're going to bring in a good friend, Bobby Livingston from RR Auctions. Bobby, RR Auctions is one of the best auction houses in the country, and they do a little of everything. But we're going to talk about something special today regarding the Jeff Bezos rocket launch next week. Let's bring Bobby in.
Hi.
Hi, Bobby.
Hey, Bob, how are
Hey,
you?
Mike, Tom, nice to see you again.
Good.
As always.
Good to see
Bobby,
you.
what you don't have to be that polite. Number one, you don't have
Yes,
to be
he
that
does.
polite.
That's the way he is.
That's the way I was brought up, Tom. I don't know.
I
How were
like
you
it.
brought up? You don't say hello.
No, hey, Bobby boy.
Just interrupts everybody. Talks when he wants. It's just the way he is.
Have you guys had a good week, Bob? You've had a good week?
Yeah, we had a great week. We had a big auction end on Wednesday where we sold Thomas Jefferson for like $75,000 and some Beatles things. So we've had a good week, and we just started our big Olympic auction.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all that because you guys, you're all over the place. But I got to tell you something.
It sounds like to me, Tommy, that R&R has like niche. They're not just collectible cards, baseball cards. They seem to be into some really kind of not offbeat, but different.
Well,
collectibles.
and Bobby can, you can speak to this. The sports memorabilia business for RR Auction is kind of an afterthought, and we've talked about it. That's not in their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You guys specialize in history, in space, huge space, pop art, music, entertainment, things like that, Bobby, right?
Right. And it's a little more sophisticated than, baseball cards are easy to understand. Oh, this is a baseball card. It's graded a 9. This is what it's worth. But how much is a George Washington letter worth where he talks about the Revolutionary War, right? What is that worth? And so we cater to a more sophisticated audience, maybe. You do.
But
He's got a point.
Not to say that there aren't some people that'll spend $10 million on a baseball card either, but it happens.
Hey, Bob, where is R&R Auctions located?
We're a Boston auction house. I'm up in our corporate headquarters up in New Hampshire, but we're One Prudential Center. So we're internationally known. We go toe to toe in certain categories with our friends at Sotheby's and Christie's and Heritage. So, like you were saying, we're really known for NASA memorabilia and historic memorabilia.
Let's assume that Aunt Grace has a letter.
Aunt Grace, is she still alive?
She's 103.
Okay.
Yeah. Assuming that she has something that she believes is valuable, how does she go about reaching out to, say, somebody like you, Bobby?
Well, it's just as easy as picking up the phone and saying, "Hey, I'm Grace. I've got a letter from Calvin Coolidge." And we'll say, "Well, thanks for calling." But if she said, "I got a letter from John F. Kennedy that he wrote me when he was a senator," we'd say, "Hey, let's take a look at that. Make sure it's authentic. We'll assess its value for you. Let's sell it."
Okay. What's your specialty? What do you specialize in?
Well, you have to be a generalist, Mike. I got to know a little bit about everything. I mean, Last month we sold a letter Einstein wrote to another physicist where he asked him a question, about a formula. And Einstein said, look, it's simple. Just use E equals MC squared. It will solve all your problems. I mean, it's like, what?
Really?
I have to,
That's cool.
It sold for $1.2 million, but I had to learn about physics. I have to understand the subtlety of what Einstein's trying to say. So it makes it really fun and interesting. So I can't specialize in one thing. I've got to be able to answer questions, about almost everything.
Bobby,
as that's what I want to know.
Say that again.
How did you get into this particular field?
Oh,
I'm sure when you went to school.
Bobby is a Jackson. Bobby belongs to the Jackson Lumber of the auction world. Let's put it that way. Is that fair enough?
No, it's not. Believe me, I'm sure Jackson Lumber is very well known in Jacksonville. But this, there's Apollo.
Jacksonville.
First of all, it's our family business, and we're very proud of it. And it's like your family business. Right,
it's true. We're a family business. I grew up. My father and family was born in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Okay. My father was a lawyer, went to work in Washington D.C. So I grew up around the Smithsonian. I grew up around George Washington. I grew up around history. The other side of my family started this auction company, and around 2008, after several other lifetimes of experience. I got a job here helping them rebrand their business, and I just loved it. And so I went from a consultant to doing this. And so it's not something I ever thought about doing. It just happened. And it's one of those great things for me because now, the people that I get to deal with every day are some of the most famous people and collectors in the world and the most wealthiest. So it's quite a thing.
We're going to talk about that. We are chatting with Bobby from RR Auctions. Great organization. Bobby, you said that you lived in Washington, D.C. The fact now that you focus a lot on historical items has probably really expanded your knowledge of history, correct? And if so, is there a niche in time that you really kind of gravitate towards? 1700s, Revolutionary War, World War II. Is there anything, any era that really kind of warms your heart?
Well, I grew up in the 20th century, like you guys. So the iconic moments of my life, like going to the moon, or the Beatles, or Kennedy's assassination predates me, but there's a fascination I grew up with Kennedy, and of course World War II. So that second half of the 20th century is some of my favorite things to learn about and to sell. But when you touch something, from Thomas Edison, talking about the phonograph, and you're like, it's through history and is just amazing, and when you have letters from these historic figures talking about the challenges of their day and how you can hold this and it relates to the politics of today, so it's just fascinating. So I'd love to tell you, it's the 20th century, but man, it's just fabulous. If you look at our catalog or go to our website, you can, the popular culture or the history of the last 500 years you can find on our auction site at any one time.
I tell you, it's like a history book sometimes that you guys produce, that catalog you produce. But let's get into the big item. The big item, as many of our viewers and listeners and many of the people in the country have been following. Last week, Mr. Branson went up into space with his rocket ship. And either next week or the week after, Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, is going up into space. And one of those seats in that spaceship recently was auctioned for $28 million, Bobby, and you guys handled that auction. I know that the person that bought it wants to remain anonymous, but can you kind of give us a background as to how that whole thing transpired?
Well, our auction is in the NASA memorabilia segment. It's one of our biggest auctions of the year. We do 2 big space auctions a year. We work with the astronauts, actual moonwalkers are our clients. So we were known in this in this world. So when the word went out that they were looking for an auction company, we were kind of a natural fit. Because we're a small family business, they, asked a question and the answer was always yes. Sure. What do you want to do? Yes, we'll do that. Yes, we'll do that. Yes, we'll do that. So we got the gig because we were known to them through other means, but we had the bona fides to say, look, we're qualified to do this, and we got hired to vet all the bidders. So I had to personally interview, like we're doing here. I had to talk to many, 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 many people that were willing to spend millions of dollars to take this first flight.
Wow.
So that was quite incredible. And I think the most exciting thing for any auctioneer is we typically, when we sell something live, we might have 3 or 4 or 5 people on the phones interested in the lot. Well, we had 22 people when the thing was at $5 million. I tried to get rid of people. Are you going to go over 5? Yes. So I had 22 people.
Unbelievable.
Ready to go.
Amazing.
And it just went. And I do hope, Tom, you have the link to the actual auction, because it's exciting 7 minutes where you just see this thing go bang, 5 million. Can I get 6 million, 7 million, 8 million? And it just went and went and went. And it was thrilling. It was unbelievable. And so it hammered for $28 million, which is just incredible.
Now the winner. Go ahead.
There's a young kid, Tommy, that's going up now.
Right.
Somebody can't go, right?
Well, I think what did he postpone, Bobby?
Right. The winning bidder has a scheduling conflict because they have to go on July 20th. So they've rescheduled for a different flight. And one of the bidders that we had that was bidding millions of dollars was this 18-year-old kid whose dream it was to go to space. So, when we went through the vetting process, I go, dude, you're 18. Well, but he showed me that he had the means to pay, and now he's going. So
unbelievable.
So
really, when you think about it, huh, Tom?
How long is that flight going to last? About an hour and a half?
13 minutes.
From start to finish?
Well, you got to go for 2 days of training down in Texas. Then they put you on top of the rocket. I think you got to sit up there for an hour or something. I mean, Tom, it's a vertical liftoff. I mean, you're.
Yeah, but I thought. I mean,
it's not like that plane, man. It's going.
No. I understand that it's a vertical liftoff, and then doesn't the capsule separate from the actual missile?
Right. Yeah. Right. So as it's going in the atmosphere, it goes, and then you fly like this in the capsule. And you look out the window, you can see the infinity of space, the curvature of Earth, and then you have weightlessness, and you float around a little bit. And on this flight, you'll be doing it with Jeff Bezos and his brother. So and an 82-year-old former astronaut candidate. So it's gonna be a marvelous experience. And then, just like anything, it doesn't land. You've got to come down in parachutes and it land into the desert. So it's an experience, man. And I think that 13 minutes, as opposed to, some other companies are going to take you and you got to spend like a week.
Right.
Fine. Go for a week. But I'd rather, go up, come down and get, and have it done, but have the experience.
Mikey, wasn't Alan Shepard? His only lasted a few minutes too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, that first shot. That was only a few minutes, also.
You know what I wanted to ask, Bobby, Tom? What does R&R stand for in your?
It stands for remarkable results. I mean, that's what we deliver for our consigners. Is
I'm looking at your name, and I was trying to figure out where you came up with that.
For the last 20 years, it's been remarkable results. So there's a lot of R&Rs, RRs, and we've worked really hard to differentiate ourselves from
Are you an auctioneer yourself? I mean,
no. No, I'm not an auctioneer.
Hear a little bit if you were. Yeah, that would be cool, Tommy. It's amazing how these guys can go. It's incredible. But
well, we use a white glove style auctioneer where it's like, Mike, I need $2 million. Mike, I've got 1.5 million from Tom. Mike,
I like it.
Tom. All right, so that's the kind of style we use. It's not the not the cattle guy.
All right, so Bobby, let's talk about some of the, let's do this in components and segments. Let's talk history first. You've handled some amazing historical pieces. can you just give us a couple of examples over the years of some of the real iconic historical pieces you guys have handled and auctioned off?
Sure. Obviously the one that I love the most right now is that E equals MC squared document that Einstein, because he never wrote it out. He used chalkboards to write out his things. So, you can imagine him, you save one of those chalkboards, but he erased millions of dollars of E equals MC squared. So there was only 3 other examples known, and this was one of them. So that was thrilling. I think behind me, you can maybe see a watch. We sold the only watch that was worn on the moon by a United States astronaut that you could have. We sold that for $1.6 million, which is a spectacular artifact. And the quick story behind that is that the United States government bought Omega Speedmasters to be used on the moon. And the Bulova Watch Company had a prototype, and one of the astronauts took it up with him and used it after his Omega malfunctioned.
Wow.
So it's a pretty incredible artifact. So, we sell all kinds of things. We have JFK's diary from 1945, 46 that went for about $700,000.
You guys didn't you do a big JFK auction a couple of years ago?
Yeah, we're known for it. Being here in New England and Boston, we do a Kennedy theme sale about once a year. He's still extremely popular. And Camelot, for people in our generation, has that hopeful, youthful president and beautiful first lady that we all still relate to, emotionally connected to. So anything that we sell, people still love it. So
it would have been interesting to see what would have happened to our country if he would have been able to serve a couple of terms.
Yeah, it would have been.
I think people were really upbeat with him. And then when Johnson took over, the first thing he did was deplete our Social Security to pay for Vietnam, and that was the beginning, and that was the big mistake. But I get sidetracked, Tommy. I deviate.
No, not you, Mike.
Yeah,
Bobby. So again, now let's flip over to which I know that you really do a great job with, music and entertainment. I mean, you guys have auctioned off some absolutely incredible musical instruments, as well as artwork and photos and memorabilia. Tell us about some of the. I mean, you guys have done stuff by the Beatles. Didn't you do something with the drummer for Boston?
Yeah. We one of the sad things that auction houses get to deal with is when estates, and when celebrities pass away, their families will contact auction houses like RR. So we held an auction for Sib Hashian, the drummer for Boston. So he's that guy with the big afro.
Great drummer too.
Armenian guy with a gigantic afro, a Vietnam vet who went on to be a pretty famous drummer. So we sold his things. We also represented the estate of Joey Ramone and sold his memorabilia collection and some of the things that he had. So, but we also handle, we just sold, Eddie Van Halen guitars. He played a lot of those iconic Charvel guitars in concert. So we've sold those, Beatles, Stones, The Doors, Hendrix. We get all this really, really cool, wonderful, amazing, one of a kind items. We had a great sale with Bob Dylan. Tom, I made the cover of Rolling Stone magazine last year? Not my picture, but our auction. We were right on the cover.
I did not.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's really
cool.
Yeah. So that, because what is it? What's the line? I got to tell my mother I'm on the cover of
Rolling Stone. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. Bobby, can you hang with us for another segment?
Sure.
All right, Bobby's in the house. Bobby Livingston from RR Auctions. We're going to take a quick break. I want to get into some of the other stuff, especially some artwork that you guys are going to be handling.
Hey, can I ask him a question about the lock of hair that I got from Elvis?
Absolutely.
How much it's worth?
When we come back. We'll be right back.
Looking for that something special? All of us here at the Sicilian Corner suggest trying Ristorante Uno, located at 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. For the most exquisite dining experience in an intimate setting that serves authentic regional Italian cuisine and features old country service. Try Ristorante Uno. Did we mention their award-winning wine cellar? Ristorante Uno, 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. Call 617-573-9406 for reservations. That's 617-573-9406. Tell them the boys from the Sicilian Corner sent you.
Today, Lawrence General Hospital has affiliations with leading Boston academic medical centers. Top specialists from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Floating Hospital for Children at Tufts Medical Center work with our local doctors to bring world-class care close to home. Today, amazing partnerships are happening at Lawrence General Hospital. To learn more, visit lawrencegeneral.org/today.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine is pleased to announce the opening of their American College of Radiology accredited MRI unit at their location at 16 Pelham Road in Salem, New Hampshire. So now, in addition to receiving the best orthopedic care in the Merrimack Valley, as well as physical and occupational therapy at Optima Sports Therapy and Rehab, you can also have your MRI, all in one convenient location. The doctors and staff of Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine have been dedicated to providing outstanding medical care to the Merrimack Valley in southern New Hampshire since 1984. Located on Route 97, just off Exit 2 from Route 93 North, on the second floor of the Workout Club of Salem. You deserve the best care, and that's exactly what you'll get from the board-certified surgeons at Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine. Please call 603-898-2244 to schedule an appointment.
A loyal sponsor for the Sicilian Corner is Hilton Oil Company. Hilton Oil has been located right across from the South Lawrence Common since 1932 at 101 South Union Street. Hilton Oil Company specializes in 24-hour burner service, oil deliveries, including automatic deliveries serving all the Merrimack Valley area, plus portions of southern New Hampshire. If you want your car fixed right the first time, bring it to Hilton's state-of-the-art service station. Remember, Hilton's is also a Mass State inspection station. Hilton Oil Company, 101 South Union Street in Lawrence. Call 978-687-9793.
This is Cindy
and Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts,
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Benny Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Benny is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
All right, we're back. Now, let's get this out in the open, Mikey. Let's get this out in the open.
Yep.
Bobby, about 10 years ago, my partner, in my opinion, was scammed beyond belief. Okay?
It was for charity.
So, supposedly, at an auction...
The barber. Elvis's barber.
No, you tell the story.
No. Anyway, they had this beautiful picture of Elvis. And supposedly his barber, who cut his hair all the time, was able to get some of the locks of his hair and
put it in his pocket.
Put it in his pocket, and wrote a letter saying that this was authenticated this was Elvis's hair and this, that, and the other thing. Did I believe it? Not quite. But
You're full of crap. You are so.
I love the
crap.
painting. The picture rather. I think it's fantastic. But anyway, supposedly I have a letter that says it was Elvis's hair. What do you do with something like that?
How do you authenticate, Bobby?
Yeah.
How do you authenticate a lock? I mean, DNA. What do you do?
DNA.
How do you authenticate that?
Authenticating hair is all based on provenance, on where you got it, and is it a plausible resource for the hair? So if it's Elvis's barber and that it's actually, have you confirmed that this is a legitimate gentleman?
Yes.
Okay, so it's likely Elvis's hair. I mean, you would have to go when we sell it. When we sell it, that's what we've got to go on. And there's always a little leap of faith on hair. But when we sell George Washington's hair, it comes, you could we can trace it all the way back to the one we just sold was back to 1800. Martha Washington's family had it, and we've got paperwork that establishes it all the way through. And as you know, locks of hair were always given as a gift of endearment. If you requested it from a loved one, they would give you a lock of hair, or when someone passed away, they would take a lock of hair. So usually when we sell hair, it comes with really good documentation. This, where was this barber? Was he in Memphis? Was he in Hollywood? Where was he?
Mike? Oh, we must have lost Mike.
He doesn't want to say because he's on a cruise ship, this barber.
Yeah, we lost Mike. He'll be back. According to what Mike said, and he'll be back in a minute. According to what Mike said, I believe the barber was in Memphis, so where Graceland is. I'm not a big Elvis fan. Mike, you back? Mike? Oh, I guess Mike is not back.
Well,
nope. Anyway, so the point being is, what is something like that worth, Bobby?
It could be, again, depending on the provenance, chain of custody, right? It could be worth $2,000. Could be worth $4,000. If it, Elvis had a famous haircut. I mean, one of the most legendary haircuts of all time when he went into the army, right? So there, for Elvis fans, and his dyed black hair is so famous. He is such a trendsetter. So somebody, would pay a couple $1,000s if it's authentic. And also on the size of it, and what's it, but if it's authentic, it could be worth some good money. If it's not, he got ripped off. What are we going to do? What can you do?
All right. So now let's go back to the Ramones. About a month ago, we had our friend Giovanni DeCunto, the famous abstract expressionist artist, on with us, talking about some of his wonderful works. And you guys have an auction going on. Is this at the end of September, Bobby?
Yeah, we're having our big remarkable rarity sale September 25th in Boston, and we're putting together it's our sale of the year, so we are curating it to put together maybe 50 to 100 lots only of things. And when you see G's work, my goodness, he's such an artist. And he's so creative, and so we have some Ramones things in the auction, and I just said, "Hey, G, can you do a piece on the?" He didn't really know who the Ramones were because
he had never even heard of them, but it blew me away, Mikey. We'll talk about you here in a second because we lost you, but he sent the first, I don't know if you want to call it draft. He sent what's the framework of the painting to us a couple of days ago. I looked at it and I sent it to Bobby. He says, "This is like unbelievable." And Bobby, I got to tell you a funny story real quickly, Mikey, and then we'll get you here. You sent me a color picture, right, of Johnny Ramone, and because G had asked what color the jeans were, all of that stuff. So you sent me a beautiful picture. You know what G says to me? I can't work like this. I said, "What do you mean you can't work like this?" He says, "It's not the exact picture." I says, "Gee," I said, "it's a black leather jacket, jeans, and a white guitar." I said, "You guys don't understand. I'm an artist." He went off, but he was very, very funny, and he said he's going to make it happen. But Mikey, to get back to your hair,
yeah.
Bobby asked a question. Was the barber in Memphis?
Yes, he was.
He was. And so Bobby's saying about $2,000. What'd you pay for it?
$250 I bid.
$250?
Yeah.
Do you still have it? Did you get rid of it?
I have it still here.
I'd love to see the
I
paperwork.
have a green screen behind me, so I can't really show it to you, but I'm in my study, and that's where the painting is. So that's not bad. 10 times worth value.
I'm still crying. I'm still calling shenanigans here because I don't think
you can call whatever you want. I don't care less about what you think. I don't think the rest of what my new friend Bobby Livingston has to say.
I think it's all fake, if you ask me.
Well, I got to see that. Let's see the paperwork, Mike, and we'll make Tommy eat his words. All right.
Well, you know something, kid? You got a deal.
All right.
Hey, Bobby, what about you? Don't get into real hardcore artwork very much, though, do you guys?
No, we're more for popular culture. We do sell paintings, original artwork, but it has to be of a famous figure or done by a famous figure. We don't do fine art. There's other auction houses that do a much better job than we do. But we've had paintings by Marilyn Manson or Apollo astronaut Michael Collins. We'll sell his paintings. We'll sell. Dwight Eisenhower was a painter. There's a lot of presidents that were painters.
Was he really?
So we'll sell. That.
Actually, George Bush's too.
Yeah, and he's gotten quite good. When he first started painting, it was like, but now he's really developed a nice style. So
it's funny because Ellen and I went to an exhibit of his in Palm Beach last year. Well, no, the year before last, before the pandemic, and it was actually quite good. It was actually very good. Yeah, yeah. He did.
I painted my shed a couple of weeks ago.
That's good, Mike. Yeah, that's really good, Mike. Bob, let's go back to some of the pop art. Hollywood. Have you done much Hollywood stuff?
Yeah, we really started with Hollywood autographs. Bob Eaton, the founder of our auction. He would go to the Norton Flea Market. Remember the Norton Flea Market, maybe?
Sure.
So he would set up there in the 70s. I'd go with him. He's my cousin, and he had an eye for authenticity and finding, Marilyn Monroe and Humphrey Bogart and those types of things. So we've done a lot of Hollywood, a lot of Hollywood material over 40 years. It's one of our biggest segments.
And what about jewelry?
We only do like World Series rings, or I tell you what. You have time? Do you know we sold Lee Harvey Oswald's wedding ring?
I remember you told us that. Tell us about that.
No way.
Yeah, tell us about that. God almighty. Lee Harvey Oswald's wedding ring.
So this is crazy, but I got a phone call. We got a phone call, and the phone rings, and this lady says, "I've got Lee Harvey Oswald's wedding ring." I go, "Well, that's great. Just like your hair." Well, who are you? And she goes, "Well, my name's June." I go, "Oh, that's great, June." Yeah. And she goes, "My dad was Lee Harvey Oswald."
No.
I said, "Wait a minute." Because she was down in Dallas, and we were competing with other auction houses. I said, "I'll be right there." So I flew down, and I met with her. And this is the basic story. The night before, and her mother's still alive. Marina's still alive. And so Marina wrote me this letter that told the story of this ring, which was basically Lee and Marina were estranged. She was living out at someone else's house, and he came out to see her on a Thursday, and he always came on Fridays, and he was trying to reconcile, and it was odd because he came on a Thursday night, and he said to Marina, "Listen, I want you to come back with me. I'll buy you a refrigerator." No, washing machine. "I'll buy you a washing machine." And Marina wouldn't commit to this. She goes, "I'll think about it." So he stayed the night. In the morning, he got up to go to work. He took off his wedding ring, put it in a little teacup of her grandmother, belonged to her grandmother, and all the money he had in his pocket. Went in the garage, got the gun, went to work.
Wait a second. So you're telling me this was the day? So when you said Thursday, you're talking about the day before and the day of the assassination?
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. So what happens is after the assassination, Secret Service comes over to the house where she is. They don't find the ring, and I didn't know this, but she went and visited Lee for a half an hour in the Dallas jail, His brother got to spend half an hour, and she got to spend a half an hour with him. And she said, he says to her, listen, I left you some money and my wedding ring and the teacup in the bedroom. And so she told the Secret Service this had happened. They went and grabbed it. But he said to her, this was weird. I want you to buy some shoes for Junie, which is this woman I'm sitting across from, June, right? And so
wow.
But this is the strangest part. So they get the ring. It becomes a key piece of evidence in the Warren Commission report. You can read all about it, where it says, look, this is his intent. It was bad luck in Russia to take off your wedding ring. So when he took off that ring and put it in, that showed, okay, I'm never coming back. This is a ritual divorce, the goodbye, right? And so it's all in the Warren Commission, and their testimony, they talk about she wants it back. So she gets it returned to her lawyers. It's forgotten about for 40 years. Suddenly it appears, the lawyer dies. They find it in his files.
Oh,
right?
my God.
And so they call up, they try to give it to the museum in Texas, and they say, well, look, you got to ask Marina if she, it's her ring. You got to ask her. So they call up Marina and says, look, we've got this ring of Lee's. Do you want it back? And she goes, no, throw it away. Oh. But her daughter is there with her, and she goes, Mom, you live in a trailer. That's worth a lot of money. So anyway, we get the ring, and real quick, they were married in Russia, in Minsk, Russia. And there's all these pictures of their wedding wearing these rings. So I take it to my jeweler up in Manchester, New Hampshire, and there's some writing in it. And he takes his microscope, and inside the ring, Mike, it made your hair stand up. Inside the ring was a Russian hammer and sickle. Stamped. It was government controlled gold everywhere. So, I mean, it's like, oh man, because Lee was in Russia. This man who assassinated the president, you hold this thing in it. So it's just an amazing thing. Just
unbelievable.
What did it go for?
Yeah, what did it go for?
$110,000, and it's now on display in a museum in Dallas at the 6th floor museum.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Unbelievable story.
Boy, what
Bobby.
a story that is.
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you were a history teacher.
I was.
I'm sure you can relate to some of the things that R&R auctions.
Well, something for me personally, we've talked about this, Mike. I have for some reason, I have a very warm, special place in my heart for the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
Boston, that whole scene with, Samuel Adams, John Adams, the Tea Party, and then that whole evolution of, with Alexander Hamilton and all that stuff. So I really find that intriguing. I've always been a special place in my heart for, colonial Boston, I guess. So yeah, that's always been a big part. And the other thing is too, though, I've always been a JFK assassination freak too, Bobby. That's just a great story. I think I've devoured every book just about ever written on the assassination, trying to put my own thoughts together. And, that's a nice little caveat you just added to the whole story about, the whole Russian sickle thing and all of that. So
that's incredible.
Pretty cool. Hey, Bobby, we got about a minute left. Your auction site is?
It's rrauction.com. Right now we've got a great Olympic auction. If you ever wanted to have a gold medal, Tom, I mean, you never qualified for an event, but if there was ever a chance, we got a bronze.
I was in that dancing stuff in the water. What do they call it? Water dancing? I was a water dancer.
Yeah.
You should see me with the tights on. I look damn good.
Gandhi.
So yeah, it's rrauction.com. We have 2 auctions a month. It's always something really cool. So even if you're not a collector, you can have some fun looking at some neat artifacts and read the letters from Paul Revere. You want to learn about the American Revolution? You can see some primary source material all the time.
Wow.
Very
on
cool
our website.
stuff.
You got a very interesting job, my friend.
Oh, thank you, man. I'm grateful.
I made him what he is, Mike.
Yeah,
I made him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
Bobby,
right.
before we let you go, are you still gigging? Are you still playing?
Rock and roll is on the sideline right now after this 18 months of not much happening. I recorded I got a new single but I'm not planning on going out and playing. But I did record a new song, but we'll see what happens. We'll wait.
Right.
I'm still waiting for the call. You know, you're number one, kid. We need you in Vegas. You know, but I'm still waiting.
Not happening. All right, Bobby, we love you, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you, Tom. Mike, nice to see you, man.
Hey, a pleasure, my friend. Take care
Bobby,
of yourself.
Bobby
Have a nice
Livingston,
weekend.
our auctions. We're going to take a quick break. Mike.
I like that. Yeah,
He's a great. I got to tell you this
story.
I got to tell you this bird is killing me, Mike. We got to talk about the bird.
I feel your pain, brother.
We'll be right back.
David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and we can never agree. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with great Italian cuisine, Capri Seaside Italian Grill. Me, I love the elegant romantic vibe, Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu with prices that'll make it the place you want to visit every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of an even cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites, and the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Music Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all these great places, and they treat everyone like they're Mike Lamazzo. And best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all of this fun is right at your fingertips. We can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out about all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at NorthshorePavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
This is Cindy,
And Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts.
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Vinnie Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Vinnie is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
Okay, we are back. Mike, can you hear me? Are we okay? Is the internet, are we okay?
I'd like to think so.
That internet in Windham, New Hampshire bites. It really bites.
Well, you know something, it is what it is.
Yeah, why don't you think about relocating? For the good of the show, you should sell your house and relocate.
Why are you saying that?
So we have a better internet connection.
What's wrong with this? I get rid of you for a while. It's a beautiful thing. I don't have to listen to you. It's nice.
Hey, by the way, a shout out to an old college friend. That's part of the good thing. One of the good things with Facebook, sometimes you reconnect. A shout out to an old buddy, Vinnie Romanelli, Dr. Vinnie Romanelli. Vinnie's out in the Chicago area. Vinnie was a good friend in college, good little basketball player. And actually, him and I used to gig a little bit together. Vinnie's a great piano player. I used to play drums, and we had some other guys. We used to just kind of play at some of the local bars. So a shout out to Vinny. So listen.
Tell me about the bird.
This goddamn cardinal. All right.
Don't swear. Don't use God's name in vain.
All right, this damn cardinal.
David, how come I don't see you, David? Why don't you?
Dave, come on board.
There you go.
This cardinal has been tormenting Ellen and I now for a month and a half. It's right outside, like right next to me, right here, is a window. And as I've said a zillion times, this cardinal just attacks the window relentlessly because he keeps seeing himself. And usually they go away after a week. This guy's been at it for a month and a half. So I took it upon myself to do some research. And David, can you bring this picture up? Now, you have to understand that I read that cardinals are deathly afraid of blue jays. Deathly afraid of them. That is their, like, for whatever reason, I don't know why. So I went on Amazon and I researched the hell out of it. And I bought an authentic looking blue jay with real feathers. You see that?
Yeah, beautiful.
So
looks great.
Thank you very much.
Very lifelike.
Well, the day before yesterday, I went out there and you can see it with some wire. I tied it into the lilac tree right here and secured it with some wire.
How did that work out for you?
Can you repeat the question?
How did that work out for you?
Well, yesterday, the blue jay was on the ground and the tail was missing.
Oof.
The freaking cardinal assaulted my blue jay.
Now, do you know it was the cardinal? Could have been an owl.
I'm assuming it was because Ellen, her office.
Cat.
No, Ellen's office is directly above me, right here. And Ellen yesterday said, "You're not going to believe this, but that bird is back and it's been pecking on the window." So we have not won the battle. However, I should probably no. I don't want to show you. I don't want to move the camera. But I went online again, and I now have strips of red ribbon, white ribbon, silver ribbon, blue ribbon, and green ribbon hanging in vertical strips on the outside of the window. And quite frankly, I have not seen the cardinal today. Haven't seen him yet. So maybe we'll solve the problem. But
Peter says it looks like a Toronto Blue Jay.
Yeah, well, it is a blue jay.
Yeah, I know.
It's a blue jay. That's what it is. But
a mascot, though, it's perfect.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm thinking about inviting some of you guys and the neighbors over because I think we should bury this thing and have like a. I mean, he really tried, but he got his ass kicked. To be honest with you,
he did. Yeah,
he got his ass kicked, and he's a product of the viciousness of this cardinal. So anyway, rest in peace, my friend.
I hear you.
It's a sad story.
Well, it just is.
So you think the tape is going to work out?
Well, if it doesn't, then the next step, I don't know. I know that you're probably not going to do. I'm probably not going to. Is he back? No. I may have to go to the BB gun.
You don't want to shoot it.
What am I going to do? All right. So how can I catch it? Put it in the car and
I think what you're
take it to
doing
Boston.
It's going to work. It's going to work.
Can you
just
catch
stay
it?
with your game plan?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try it. I have not seen him today.
Don't hurt it.
I wouldn't. I'm teasing. I would never hurt it. I would never. hurt it.
Its problem is though it has an issue with your home.
Well, I know. I think seriously. I'm not kidding. You know, as human beings, we all have issues. Everybody has issues, and we all know that. You know, why? You know, how do we know that birds don't have issues? I think this bird has an issue. I really do. I think he's got some mental issues.
You think Boris Johnson has issues?
Yes.
Well, I don't like his haircut.
Well, you call that a haircut?
Exactly.
I mean, my God.
It's like a pompadour.
I've never seen, the guy never combs his hair.
Yeah.
You know, he just wants to come across as somebody comical, I think. I don't know. But you know something? He's prime minister, and I think he was mayor of London for 8 years.
Right.
But he just comes on T as like a joke. How could you take somebody serious?
I'll tell you what, Mike. I don't think I think I disagree with you in that. I think he's done a pretty good job and he's pretty well respected. He doesn't look the part.
He never answers questions.
I think he's pretty forceful, Mike. And maybe I'm wrong. I haven't paid enough attention to him. But
he's forceful. He never answers questions.
Really? I mean, he's not like Margaret Thatcher. I agree, but
But the hair kills me. The hair absolutely.
I
freaking kills me.
cannot knock anybody that has hair, as you know. So I will never be critical. And David, get that smile off your face, because I wouldn't go down that road either.
I'm not saying.
All right. I'm just saying.
I mean, how could you walk out of the house and think you look good?
First of all, I think it's wrong for you to make fun of people that have.
No, he's doing this on purpose. That's
well,
my
I don't
point.
know if he is. I mean, you have a nice head of
he is.
hair. Well, maybe
this
he is.
This is not a cowlick. This is intentional.
Oh
This
yeah,
is-
no, yeah, it's true.
No,
I
crazy.
agree with you. It
That's
is
his
kind
look.
of.
He's going for the younger look. That's okay.
It is a
The
little
younger
strange.
look. It looks like he put his finger in an electrical circuit.
Hey, listen, Mikey, we got a couple of minutes left, and I know there was you were mentioning yesterday that there's some changes to the feast schedule. Are you aware of that? Because I got word last night.
I'm only feast chairman. Am I aware of it?
Oh, I didn't
Tom,
realize that.
Now, do you still when you leave that wonderful community of Merrimack? Do you know how to get to 20 Common Street?
I do. GPS
without the GPS?
No GPS.
All right.
But they are going to change the opening of the feast. It looks like on Saturday from 3 to 2 o'clock.
Yeah, 2:15 will step off.
Well, Mike, don't you understand that as the parade marshal, assistant parade marshal, Mark Leone is the parade marshal who still, after 5 or 6 years, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. God rest you, Mark.
Now, what's involved in that, Tom? Could you explain to our listening audience, there's certain protocols, certain things that have to come out at a certain time, right?
Well, yes. And so for you to say 2:15 does me no good. You have to say to me, we're going to step off at 2:06, 2 o'clock sharp, 2:10. I need the time.
I need you to step off at 2 o'clock.
Okay, we will do that. So for us to step off, now by stepping off, that means to start the actual march down the street.
Yeah.
We have a ceremony. We have a ceremony prior to that. So if we're going to step off at 2, then at 1:45, we have to start the opening ceremonies. So, and we try to keep it as close.
This is a fluid situation, so I think we're going to be okay. I think if you stepped off at 2:15, when would you be down by the bandstand, Tommy, approximately? About maybe 16, 17 minutes later?
Yeah, not even. Because that's a pretty,
let's
10 minutes.
Let's assume right now, and we'll discuss it at the council meeting Tuesday night. But
I should be there, huh?
You should have been there for the last 5.
All right. Good. Just finish your statement. You don't have to bust them.
Let's go for 2:15. That'll work with the shows that we have planned. Okay. And
now, Mike,
that's a firm number.
Can we talk about the entertainment?
What do you want to know?
If I can say this nicely,
be careful. Be very, 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 very careful.
There's not a lot of juice there.
Well, keep in mind that we didn't get permission.
Hold on, David. Did I present that accurately?
That was pretty diplomatic.
Thank you.
Let Mike respond. Go ahead,
Mike.
We weren't able to do what we normally do in any given year as far as fundraising. Corporate sponsors, we didn't know we were going to have a feast. We didn't know we were going to have a feast until 3 weeks ago. So for you to say we have no juice,
Mike,
where's
if you would have
the
come
money
to
gonna
me,
come from?
I would have secured some top talent for very cheap money. I
Well,
have some
then,
connections.
you know something? You should put your name in the hat for entertainment committee. We
was-
could use somebody like you.
I did that for many years with one Mike Lamazzo.
I understand that, and I learned a great deal from you.
Well, you know something, Mikey. That's why you're carrying the torch now.
I'm not carrying it. I'm a guidance counselor now.
Well, no, like you could have brought a couple of people out of retirement. Al Martino, for instance. You could have brought Al on. Probably got him for cheap money. Could have probably got Al Martino for cheap money. You could get Jerry Veal for very cheap money. Probably next to nothing. Connie Francis, is she still alive?
Thank you. Yes, she is. Thank you very much for mentioning her.
You could probably get her for $300 or $400.
You remember when I tried to book Patty Page?
I do.
Jesus. Her husband, David, her husband was her manager.
That was very funny.
This guy was he drove me insane. Now, they have a farm in New Hampshire. 2 hours away from the feast. Called up, asked them what they were looking for. He gives me a price. I didn't even argue the price because I had somebody that was going to underwrite it. I was going to have her open up for Al Martino because Al had been with us twice before. This was his third time. This guy threw a nutty. My wife, Patty, does not open up for Al Martino. Al Martino opens up for Patty. It's freaking crazy.
Well, you know what?
Absolutely crazy. And
David, go ahead.
It broke the deal. He hung up on me, the son of a gun.
Did
And
he
I
really?
said, hey, you know something?
It is what it
Absolute.
is. Hey, David, what do we have for time?
We have about a minute and 20 seconds.
Just real quickly.
Hey,
real
Tommy, real quick. Guess who's here? My brother Bob just showed up. He's coming into the
Oh,
picture right
Jesus.
now.
Hey.
There he is.
Hi, Bobby. Bobby and I go way back. We go back to our days at Austin Prep. We can't hear him.
Yeah, it's okay. I got the microphone here.
We go back to Austin Prep. So anyway.
Absolutely. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a little pool time this afternoon.
Good. Enjoy.
Nice. Very nice.
All right. I guess that's about a wrap.
Hey, this was fun, guys. This was fun.
we had a good time. We're going to be recording the Great American Collectible Show later on today. David and I and Rico. And Rico, by the way, Mike, I spoke to Rico during the commercial break, this last one. He says, please make sure you send my love to Mike. Honest to God, that's what he said. So
He's good people.
And
Tommy,
again, a
that
salute.
Blue Jay's very impressive.
A salute to our Blue Jay. May you rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Have
Hey,
a great
guys.
week, everyone. And remember,
And
if you can't make fun of yourself, please don't make fun of anyone.
America, the word America, beautiful Italian word, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.
Have a great
Ciao.
Arrivederci.
Ciao ciao.
Buonanotte. A presto.
Ciao.
C'è una luna menzumata, mamma mia, mamma di dare. Figlia mia, cosa dare, mamma mia, pensate. Mamma, la voglio, che me voglio maritare. Ehi!